"Set aside your pride and do as I say. The cat is angry," shouted Chat Noir to Gabriel Agreste, emphasizing the need for more serious home security measures. Gabriel was taken aback by the outburst and replied with a smile, "Oh, what a character. You remind me of someone." After uttering these words, Gabriel turned to look at Emilie, indicating to the viewer that he was comparing Chat Noir's behavior to that of his departed wife. During an episode of Simon Says, Adrien persistently urged his father to hide from the hypnotist, who was after Gabriel. Upon hearing this request, Gabriel Agreste wanted to comment on it. With Ladybug nearby, Gabriel responded that Adrien, like his mother, tended to exaggerate too much. This was the first description of Adrien's mother, who was portrayed as someone who loved to exaggerate and become hysterical. What if Emilie Agreste were to return, and we were to discover that she is not as benevolent, bright, or innocent as we had previously thought? It would be an extraordinary twist, and we would have to reassess everything we know about her character. Adrien's greatest fear arises from the lack of freedom he experienced during his childhood, which was curtailed by his overprotective parents. This prevented him from going out and studying with his peers. In the episode that showcased the supervillain Sandboy, the characters went through nightmares that materialized into reality. Adrien's dream depicted him being trapped behind multiple bars and chains, symbolizing his deprivation of freedom. Emilie, like Gabriel Agreste, resided in a grand castle situated in the heart of Paris. The estate featured imposing gates, security guards, opulent interiors, and an enormous dining table, creating a sense of isolation among its residents. It's remarkable how Emilie managed to maintain a relationship with her strict and domineering husband, Gabriel Agreste. Gabriel's overbearing and insensitive conduct, especially during video calls where he frequently irritated other characters, implies that he is used to having things done his way. It's difficult to imagine that even a gentle and beautiful princess like Emilie would tolerate such rude and disrespectful behavior from Gabriel. Throughout the series, we have been given incomplete information about the fate of Emilie, which has led to conjecture and theories about what could have caused harm to her. Despite her importance to the show, our knowledge of her is limited. It was Emilie's loss that led Gabriel to become Hawk Moth and keep photos of her in his pendant, driving him to do everything for her sake. At a certain level, it is reasonable to infer that if Emilie Agreste's history had been straightforward and trouble-free, her story would not have been so carefully guarded with secrets, misunderstandings, and concealed truths. The writers have created an aura of mystery to safeguard the series' primary secret, which has the potential to alter everything that has unfolded thus far. I'm Mindful Madama Channel. Join me in exploring the world of Miraculous Ladybug and like this video. Roughly a year and a half ago, Adrien's mother left the family, leaving him with a deep sense of longing for her presence. Despite this, Gabriel Agreste remains devoted to her memory and is constantly searching for ways to bring her back. Adrien often spends time at his computer browsing through pictures of his mother, while Gabriel can be found gazing at a beautiful portrait of Emilie in his office. In honor of her, a sculpture was even erected in the garden. It should be obvious that Emilie was a kind and beautiful woman, given the admiration and love she continues to receive. Despite being remembered fondly by Gabriel and Adrien, Emilie's true nature may not be what it seems. I explore the darker side of Emilie Agreste and question the innocence and kindness she's been portrayed with. Emilie's excessive expectations were also placed on her son, Adrien. Despite his mother being alive, Adrien was denied access to formal education and was instead homeschooled. As a result, his only childhood memory was the pressure to achieve perfection for the sake of his parents' approval. Both Emilie and Adrien's father had unwaveringly high demands, leaving no room for error. This raises doubts about the impact of such pressure on Adrien's psychological well-being and development. A character who seems kind and carefree from the outside can actually be very strict and embittered. Emilie loved to command, shout, and silence others. When Gabriel says that the cat's rudeness reminds him of someone, Chat Noir's face shows a frustrated expression. He becomes sad and runs away, as if Adrien himself, behind the mask of a cat, realizes that he speaks and behaves in the same way as his missing mother. He also remembers her strict, loud, and aggressive behavior, but she is his mother, and he will always love her. Adrien's childhood was cloaked in a veil of restriction and control. His mother's iron grip extended to every aspect of his life. Instead of going to school with other children, he was confined to solitary studying and obedience. Adrien lived a largely isolated existence, with only the haughty Chloe, and even then, it was only because she was the daughter of the mayor, and connections on the government were probably necessary. Emilie was portrayed in a lavish portrait dripping in gold and jewels, suggesting her obsession with opulence. It's possible that her insatiable appetite for luxury fueled Gabriel Agreste's rise to fame as a designer. After all, he was determined to fulfill every extravagant whim of his wife, Emilie. Emilie lived with Gabriel, who was domineering. Their family was result-oriented and more cynical than Kagami's mother, who seems to completely control her life and time, disregarding her daughter's other interests, such as drawing. Gabriel and Emilie, the father and mother, together decided to keep their son Adrien isolated from the world, like he was on a leash, a family where success was paramount. We know that Emilie used the Peacock Miraculous, which has the power to fulfill desires to some extent by creating anything for its possessor's purposes. Emilie was diligent in using the Miraculous, but her frequent use of it undermined her health. She must have had a strong selfishness desire to achieve her goals and ideals, even if it meant sacrificing her well-being. Doubtful intentions seem to be a recurring theme in the Emilie family. Her sister Amelie Graham de Vanily and her nephew Felix continued to exhibit negative behavior, selfish desires, and demands for others to comply with their will. Amelie embarks on a business trip to retrieve the family ring, which her sister had offered to give to Gabriel. However, her son Felix, in an effort to fulfill his mother's wishes, resorts to deceitful and manipulative tactics involving Adrien and Gabriel Agreste. He hides his true motives and toys with the emotions of others. The clarity of their demands may be a family trait. Even Gabriel Agreste may not have initially been like this, but he became powerful precisely in Emilie's honor and to fulfill her desires. But if Emilie had some negative qualities, how is it possible that everyone remembers her with such fondness and kindness, as if she were a true princess whose departure affected everyone deeply? The reason for this is that Emilie was actually an actress who had been in the film industry since her youth. She had even acted in films alongside a cameraman who would later become the mayor of Paris. It is likely that she would not have become a famous actress if she had not established a clear framework of discipline and taken responsibility for her actions. Emilie could lead her entire life with insincere emotions, much like an actress. In certain situations, she is kind. With some, she is domineering, and with others, she is selfish. Even if someone starts seeing the real Emilie Agreste, she can at any moment switch to the image of a sweet and kind girl whom everyone wants to help. After all, she is an actress. There are films in which she has starred that have been popular and famous for many years. These movies are still being shown in cinemas and are highly regarded. In her films, she often uses an umbrella as a prop. This umbrella serves as a metaphor for how Emilie hides her true self. As an actress, she plays various roles that allow her to achieve her goals. When Emilie didn't get what she wanted in the past, she would throw a tantrum and create drama. To be an actress, one must be capable of completely transforming their behavior, making every word they speak appear authentic, even if it means pretending to feel emotions to achieve personal objectives. Emilie, who was manipulative, could abruptly alter her personality, appearing to others as a flawless, benevolent individual while attributing the blame for any problems to others. The specter of potential duplicity looms over us, leaving us wondering what Emilie's true character will ultimately be. As an actress, she will have the opportunity to portray diverse characters and embody various lives, thereby bringing a new layer of depth to Miraculous Ladybug's intricate plot. Throughout the seasons, we see Adrien constantly defending the honor of his father and justifying all of his actions. Adrien considers his father to be a good person in any situation, and Adrien cannot even fathom the idea that his father is imposing excessive obligations on him as his son. Adrien simply knows that his father has an unsociable character, and he fully accepts and loves him nonetheless. However, from an outsider's perspective, it is clear that Gabriel Agreste exhibits unhealthy behavior in both his familial relationships and in his general approach towards good and evil. He humiliates and uses various people for his own benefit. Adrien is only able to comprehend this subconsciously, in his nightmares. In dream, he cried out for help, calling for his nanny Nathalie first, rather than his own father. This suggests that Adrien places greater trust in Nathalie than he does in his own father. Adrien still believes that Gabriel is a good person and makes an effort to trust his father. However, it's likely that Adrien idealizes both of his parents, including his mother, Emilie Agreste, and may have an inaccurate perception of them. Although she was beautiful and sometimes gave hugs, it's probable that due to her job as an actress, she spent many hours away from home. Adrien may have felt a lack of communication. Also remember the long tables in the dining room. Adrien's lack of a mother meant that the rare moments of hugging and photographing evoked the most vivid feelings about her. Adrien only remembered the best about his mother. Adrien may be deceiving himself about the moral correctness of his father's actions. It's possible that in the future, Emilie may not only pursue her own selfish goals, but also seek revenge against Chat Noir and Ladybug for mistreating her husband for an extended period. Anything can happen. I will address this topic in separate videos in the future. To me, it appears that Emilie's secrecy is not without purpose. She's not just an actress with little information available about her. There may be something substantial and influential that Emilie is keeping hidden. I'm Mindful Madama. Please like this video and check out my channel.